fourth round of the FIM S1 Supermoto World Championship comes back to the wonderful location of Sicily and the circuit of Tresina Castelvetrano. Well, the crystal waters and golden beaches here in Sicily on the most southwest tip of the country once again play host to the noise and the boom of the four-stroke machines here that are the Supermoto World Championship riders. This Castelvetrano circuit plays host for the second consecutive year. Last year it was Cozzini who took the win ahead of Thierry van den Bosch and Andrea Occhini. But this year it could be the likes of Matteo Monticelli in the Europeans, and what about the Scherer brothers in S1 and Manu Hermanen? Only 4 points separate the top three Supermoto 1 riders in the world.
Hey everyone, I'm Mariana Mazzola, team manager of Dream Team, a squad that was created 6 years ago and managed to organise two Supermoto World Championship GPs in Sicily. All this was possible thanks to DBO, Youthstream, the Italian Federation and FIM's partnership, as well as the international circuit of Tresina, our strong partner SmartPost support. This GP will see 7 racers get to the track apart from Raffaele Piri. They're Marco Casamento, Giacomo Passoni, Benedetto Gemmasoresi. Then we have two enduro riders, Domenico Ricciari and Salvatore Gemona, the 2011 Sicilian champion, Antonio Valloni and Luca Ciaglia. Winner of the Centro Sub Trophy. Good luck to all of them and I hope you have fun.
Sono Raffaele Pirri, corro per il Dream Team.
Hey everyone, I'm Raffaele Piri of Dream Team and I take part in the Supermoto World Championship. For the Grand Prix of Sicily, I'm not only a racer, I'm also the organizer of the event. Our bike is supplied by Lemma Moto dealer based in Matera and it's a factory Yamaha of Motor Italia. The machinery is equipped at the front with Masaki TTX parts supplied by Asimoto and Pippo Bologna. We can count on Franco Moriali for the mechanical development or Faber for the tyres, while we use Extreme Riders brakes and braking system. Enrico Tomasini provides us with technical support.
Supporto tecnico di Enrico Tomasini.
The fourth round of the Open European Championship Supermoto riders saw Teo Monticelli, our championship leader, on pole position. After topping the time training sheets, it was Peter Voracek second, Pavel Kamar was third, Tognacini was fourth, and Lupini was fifth. In moto number 1, it was Teo Monticelli who led every single lap from Peter Voracek, and it was Tognacini third. And Matteo Martella, he came home in fifth. In the second moto, it was once again a win for Teo Monticelli, again from Voracek and Kamar with Martelli fourth and Massimiliano Porfiri down in fifth position. But this was moto number 3 and it was a whole shot from our championship leader Teo Monticelli. And in the early stages he was chased by the 10 Peter Voracek and Pavel Kamar with Alessandro Tognacini down in 4th position. As the race wore on though, this battle here behind our leader Teo Monticelli on the Brescia team Honda started to heat up quite considerably. There was Voracek there in 2nd position on that number 10 Suzuki. This tough Sicilian circuit baked under the glorious sunshine from what were extreme conditions here. Very, very hot for the riders to have to wrestle these big 450 machines around this circuit. Here's a battle for 5th position. That was involving Tomaccini and Martella. Martella eventually going through there. Just at the end of that lap, Martella would eventually go on to finish 5th position. Though, just behind Tomaccini. Harold Kmart was having a great ride. Started in 3rd position on that number 14 machine. And eventually finishing in 3rd. A little further down though. Dietenbach and Marco Dondi. They were squabbling over 7th position. And it would be Jan Dietenbach, though, who would lose a couple of positions in the latter stages of the race. Being overtaken by Gori and Marco Dondi would also find a way back past, dropping the German down to 9th place. But on the final lap, though, it was pretty much plain sailing for Teo Monticelli, the winner of the first 2 races, fastest in time training. And he wraps up this Sicilian round with a winner in moto number 3, and of course the overall round win as well. Second in the race was Peter Voracek. 3rd was Pavel Kmart. And the overall looked like this. Kmart 3rd, Voracek 2nd, Monticelli an outright winner this weekend. And that was the first triple race win of the season, so that makes it the first also for Teo Monticelli, who extends his lead in the championship as well by another 24 points to go 52 points clear of Tomaccini. Porfirio is 3rd, Kmart is 4th. So that's how your podium looked then. Kmart, Voracek and Monticelli. Let's hear from our winner. Of course, he still leads the championship as well.
Perfect race, pole position and 3 first places. So it's good for the championship, and now I have to get faster for the Supermoto Nation. And let's see in Halkanitz.
Super pole for you for this really hot Grand Prix. Which are your feelings for this race?
Super pole was really good this morning, but now the race is maybe different. So I hope to take a really good start, and we'll see what can I do during this race.
So good luck to Adrian too, and now let's watch the action.
The first race then for S1. This is how they lined up. Adrian Scherer from his brother Thomas Scherer, Lazzarini and Manu Herman in those positions. Rejigged after the Super Pole session, because before that it was Thomas Scherer and Adrian Scherer. They were first and second in that order. Manu Herman and Lazzarini was 3rd. The championship position couldn't be closer though. Thomas Scherer just 2 points clear of Manu Herman, and 2 points further back Adrian Scherer, with even Lazzarini down in 4th, just 15 points further back. This is moto number 1. We're on board with Andrea Occhini, and straight away taking that pole shot. It looked like Adrian Scherer who grabbed that all-important leap to the front of the field ahead of his brother Thomas Scherer. Even Lazzarini, he was 3rd on the first lap out through the Sky Zone. But look how close the 2 Scherer brothers were on this opening lap. But coming out of the final corner to complete the first lap, Thomas Scherer on the TM went through on his brother Adrian Scherer, and so the 2 French riders at the head of the field, well, they were certainly going to put on a bit of a grandstand display for the fans. Occhini, our onboard camera, went out on that opening lap, and he dropped down to 15th position. And it would be a lonely climb back through the field here. Remember, where you finish in Moto number 1 determines where you finish in Moto number 2. Here's Uros Nastran. He was then punted up into 4th position with the demise of the 51, Andrea Acchini. And he was pursued hard by the number 10 of Alexei Marilus. Christian Rebaglio also went out on the Valenti Lux Performance Suzuki. And he was in 8th position. That was lap 3. And the Italian then eventually got himself back into the race and finished down in 16th position. But Uros Nastran there, 141, coming under pressure from Alexei Marilus and our former championship leader, the 131 of Mauno Hermunen of Finland. Raffaele Piri came under attack there and lost a position further down the order. And Piri still down there on that dream team machine, just trying to pick up as many points as possible. Eventually came home in 14th position, but the two French guys, the brothers at the head of the field, eventually came home first and second. Thomas Scherer eventually coming home a couple of 3 seconds ahead of his brother Adrian. Even Lazzarini was third, with Uros Nastran coming home in 4th place. Here is confirmation of that Moto 1 result. The TM wins it then from the Aprilia. Scherer's on top here in Moto number 1. Lazzarini third, Nastran 4th with Marilus, Winstanley, Pirelli top and Hermanen down in 8th. Great way to start the weekend though for Thomas Scherer.
Sono Filippo Giola, il responsabile tecnico del team Husqvarna Supermoto 2011. Husqvarna quest'anno è presente ufficialmente in ambito Supermoto con un team interno all'azienda gestito da persone che lavorano quotidianamente nel reparto corse interno appunto all'azienda. Questa moto è equipaggiata con un motore di produzione e di progettazione BMW, Motorrad, mentre tutto il resto della moto, stile, compreso lo stile, è stato fatto in Husqvarna. La moto viene collaudata a priori grazie al nostro tester e pilota Andrea Bartolini, che ci dà una grossa mano per la scrematura iniziale di quello che è la messa a punto della moto e certe scelte tecniche da fare. Successivamente la moto viene testata e portata in gara dal nostro unico pilota ufficiale, che per la stagione 2011 è appunto il finlandese Mauno Hermunen.
Hey, I'm Mauno Hermunen, 23 years old from Finland. I ride for Team Husqvarna Factory. The main rival for the season is of course Thomas Scherer. He's the defending champion, but also his brother Adrian is really fast.
Per questa gara siamo purtroppo costretti a portare il lutto sia sulla moto che sul pilota, per ricordare il nostro ex presidente Carlo Castiglioni, che la scorsa settimana dopo una lunga malattia è venuto a mancare, e a lui noi tutti siamo molto riconoscenti e grati per quello che ha fatto negli anni, sia per quanto riguarda il marchio Husqvarna sia per quanto riguarda appunto noi dipendenti.
Bye!
Second S1 Supermoto Championship race and about to get underway with a revamped front row of the grid. Thomas Scherer, Adrian Scherer, Lazzarini and Uros Nastran on pole position for this, or on the front row of the grid, shall we say, for this second race. And once again, some great onboard camera images coming from there in around about 5th position. But once again, Thomas Scherer at the head of the field, Lazzarini now in 2nd position, and Adrian Scherer in 3rd on the opening lap, but eventually found a way past the Italian on the Honda rider. Andrea Acchini on the Rigo Racing Suzuki. eventually moved himself ahead of Manu Herman. That was a battle for 7th position. Occhini coming out on top of that particular duel. But again, up front, the two French guys. Number 4, Thomas Charret, and Adrien Charret. Number 5, his brother on the Aprilia. Having that right old battle at the head of the field. 3rd position, Ivan Lazzarini having a relatively loaded ride just ahead of Euros Nestran. Andrea Occhini, though, in a bit of a battle himself with the likes of Matt Winstanley, Alexis Marie-Luce, and Manu Hermunen. Raffaele Piri of Dream Team down in 16th position, but all eyes are on this battle for first place. Adrien Charret trying everything to find a way past the race leader. His brother Thomas on that blue TM. Ivan Lazzarini had a few seconds in hand over our 4th place rider, Euros Nestran, who's been there pretty much from lap 3 or 4. And this battle wasn't going away here with Andrea Occhini. He was now up into, 5th position? 6th position. Just behind Matt Winstanley there, number 251, the Brit. And Winstanley having a good season in 2011. And he was looking for one of his best results of the season so far, certainly. But look how close it was between the two French. Number 4, our championship leader, and his brother, number 5, Thomas Charret and Adrien Charret. Absolutely nothing in it as they started their final lap. We lost Manu Hermunen around about 5 laps from the finish. He went out on lap 8 and eventually finished down, in 18th. He was classified as finishing, so that would affect his start position for moto number 2. But on the front row again would be Thomas Charret after that stunning victory in this second moto ahead of his brother Adrien Charret. 3rd was Ivan Lazzarini, Nestran was 4th, Occhini was 5th ahead of Matt Winstanley, Alexis Marie-Luce and Massimo Beltrami. But what a great race that was between Thomas Charret and Adrien Charret. So that's 2 wins out of 2 now and 2 seconds for the brothers Charret.
Hi, I am Marco Rigo, team manager and owner of Rigo Racing Suzuki. With Suzuki we have a lot of experience. We have deeply developed the bike in all its parts, in engine, in frame, in suspension, and now we have a very good bike, very fast bike. On our bike there are some special parts. And the most important is the twin disc brake that we use before all the other rider and team in Supermoto. This solution gives a very good handling in the bike and is possible to brake inside the corner. This is very important. We have a cooperation with Alpina to develop the wheel for Supermoto. This external part is a carbon cover, like you can see here, and the support is made in aluminium. So it's possible to have a very light wheel, is close 1 kilo less than aluminium structure, and the bike have more handling, and it's possible also to brake later, and it's possible also to have more acceleration.
Ciao a tutti, sono Andrea Occhini, pilota Rigo Racing e corro nel mondiale Supermoto per la stagione 2011. Nella mia carriera ho guidato KTM, Useberg, DTM e per 2 anni, negli ultimi 2, sono stato con Rigo Racing. Le differenze più grosse sono sicuramente il buon affiatamento col team e con la moto, e stiamo cercando di dare il massimo per la stagione. Abbiamo avuto un inizio parecchio sfortunato della stagione, con una gara di Busca da dimenticare, siamo ripartiti a Pleven e a Pass della Casa, tentando di stare nei 10, siamo arrivati vicini, qua a Tricina invece cercheremo sicuramente di entrare nella top 5. Un saluto dal Rigo Racing Team.
The third and final moto of the weekend at Tricina. The fourth round of the FIM S1 Supermoto World Championship got underway then. And it was another hole shot for number 4, Thomas Charette. And once again, just like he was throughout the whole of the second moto, pursued by his brother Adrian Charette. Third was Ivan Lazzarini, fourth was Alexei Marilus, and Andrea Acchini in the early stage was down in 5th position, but coming under attack from Christian Ravaglia, number 9 on the Lux Performance, Valenti Suzuki. Uros Nastran was down behind them in around 8th position, 7th position. And Manu Herman made a good start from the back of the grid to the line in 9th position on the opening lap. But once again, all eyes are on these two, Thomas Charette and Adrien Charette, the dominant French riders throughout the whole weekend as they look to establish another advantage over the number 30 there in 3rd position on the HM Honda, Ivan Lazzarini in that 3rd position. Just behind, we just saw a flash a moment ago. That was the yellow of Christian Ravaglia, who had found himself up into 4th position, having dispatched of Uros Nastran. But up front though, Adrien Charette, well, he had enough laps behind his brother Thomas in the second moto and found a way through on the fast wheels ASD Aprilia, and he was able to do that on Lazzarini though was still in 3rd position. Ravaglia was in 4th, still battling with Uros Nastran, who he'd just overtaken. And Giovanni Busai, hadn't seen too much of him throughout the weekend. He started in 10th position, but was there amongst the thick of it in 8th position with the likes of Angel Karanyatov and Matt Winstanley. But just like it was in Moto number 1 and Moto number 2 especially, the two French riders were never more than a bike length apart. But in the end, Adrien Charette broke free from Thomas Charette to take his first win of the weekend, his 4th of the season. So this is how race number 3 finished. Adrien Charette from Thomas Charette, Ivan Lazzarini 3rd, Christian Ravaglia 4th, Uros Nastran, Manu Hermanen, Alexei Marilus and Giovanni Busai inside the top 8. The overall Grand Prix though belonged to Thomas Charette on the TM. He took 72 points to his brother's 69. Lazzarini on the podium in 3rd. Nastran was 4th and Marilucci 5th with Winstanley. A good ride for him, 6th overall this weekend. And there is your podium. On the right, Ivan Lazzarini on the HM Honda. 2nd was the French rider Adrien Charette here on the fast wheels Aprilia, but our winner on the 747 Motorsport TM, Thomas Charette. And of course he will now extend his lead in the championship as well. So it's been a good weekend for Thomas Charette there, the defending champion.
Ouais, j'ai fait une belle course aujourd'hui, je suis très content de moi, de la moto, du team. Donc voilà, c'était très difficile, mon frère était très vite aussi. Donc la dernière manche, il était vraiment dessus, il a passé 2 manches à m'observer aussi, donc ça, je pense que ça l'a bien aidé. Et puis voilà, donc je remercie vraiment tout le monde, c'était quand même une très belle course pour moi et je tiens à faire un petit coucou à mon ami Thierry Van Den Bosch qui s'est fait mal la semaine dernière, voilà, j'ai pensé pour lui et j'ai cette victoire. Voilà.
So the overall championship then looks like this. Just 7 points now separate the two brothers at the top of the standings. Adrien Charette moving up a position, so too Lazzarini. Manu Hermanen though, he lost 2 places this weekend. Aprilia lead the way though, look how tight it is in the manufacturer's chase. Just 1 point points separating the two Italian manufacturers. Aprilia and TM Honda in third, Husqvarna 4, KTM, Suzuki, Yamaha down there in seventh. But it's been a great day for Aprilia, but a better one for TM. Thomas Scherer wins and extends his lead in the process. Well, that's it from Tricina. Join us for round 5 at Portimao in Portugal. My name's Paul Maiden. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.